the way I see it, there's sort of three parallel paths that need to happen around materials. One is sort of the product innovation side and inventing new ways of bringing those kinds of services that building products provide. And that's a lot of what Oregon Best is doing. We're trying to work with manufacturers to innovate. There's another parallel effort, which is around transparency and communicating what's in a product, and then the communication that goes along with that. So ensuring that we have effective channels for communication between the makers of products and the users of products. And then lastly, the third really important parallel effort is what we do with that information. How do we make decisions? And all three of those things need to be happening simultaneously.
The model for us, I think, could also be the model of Silicon Valley. And the folks we need to be seeing as leaders are folks who wear their failures on their sleeve. Innovate, fall down 4 times out of 5. That's the kind of attitude, I think, that will get us where we're going a lot faster. Not pointing at each other and saying, hey, you fell down 4 or 5 times out of 5, So willingness to fail and then and be transparent and public about that.
I think that one of the questions would be really fun to say, Glumac as an engineering company, how does engineering become an exercise about beauty and emotion? The most inspiring buildings, the really amazing buildings, are buildings that we see people have an emotional response to, right? And those are the buildings we know are going to be around a long time and people are going to take care of. And that's a really sustainable building, right?
It's interesting. What's not being talked about is the fact that we've got a drastic change that needs to happen, and we just seem to be making subtle steps. So that drastic change is really about undoing a lot of the things that we're currently doing, which challenges a lot of the businesses that are currently here for Greenbuild, or businesses that are here to generate an income off of this need to perpetuate around consumption. So the difficult thing is, how do you reverse that model to actually fix some of the environmental issues while still maintaining a business? And it is talked about a little bit, but I think that the drastic changes, the radical changes aren't necessarily being talked about.
When we decide to get serious about sustainability, all this stuff, yes, is important, but this is the least, all this stuff on this floor are the least important stuff. What's important is the will that it's building, and actually, if we stop and we start building will to change, what's the hardest thing for humans to do? Change. So, will is hard, and buildings and design are an opportunity to reframe the approach we have as participants in those projects with life again. To build will, we can be sustainable in 18 months. Every project that we see when we're working with the natural systems and community ecosystems, we see positive change in 18 months. I'm going to make the statement, we can heal the world in 18 months when we get our act together.